All right, guys, welcome back to the Luke Dummy Show, and this is a feature. And today we're here with Ohio Gubernatorial candidate Casey
Putsch, like
Putsch.
Put your money where your mouth is.
Oh yeah, put your money where your mouth is. And we're going to be asking him a few questions.
We're losing our... Here, I can hold it. Here, let's put it right here. Actually, that works pretty good. Go for it, dude.
We're in you're going to introduce your car. I can't remember the years.
1985 Porsche 944.
Porsche 944.
Just got done doing every single servicing thing and resealing the motor and making it perfect and new to daily it. Something that you will never see Vivek Ramaswamy turn a wrench.
Yeah, he's got the pop-up lights and everything. I mean, it's awesome.
Yeah,
it's awesome. So we're going to ask him a few questions. And as you know, if you looked at my stories on Snapchat and Instagram, I put in and I asked what questions you would want to ask a future governor, potential governor. And a lot of you slid up with stuff, so we got a few questions from that, and we got a few questions that I made myself. Okay?
Cool? Yeah, right on.
All right, cool. So the first one is, what are your thoughts on the current war in Iran, and would you say that you're for or against it?
I hate it. Israel pushed us into it. We shouldn't be there. It's Israel's war.
Yeah. I covered that in my show. I talked about that too, yeah.
I could elaborate, but that kind of sums up the whole thing, I think.
Yeah. If you want to go into it, you can.
It's atrocious. I mean, it's obvious. I just want to leave it at that. It's wrong. The United States has an absurd amount of foreign influence pushing us into things that are wrong across the board. Wrong for the world, wrong for Americans, wrong for everybody. Shouldn't happen.
Cool. All right, so the next question is, the current conflict in Iran has made gas prices spike all over the country. And if you were governor, what would you do to try to ameliorate this problem, specifically in Ohio?
Well, the fuel price thing, obviously, is an international aspect going on with all of that.
Right, yeah.
The data centers are here, and they're spiking our electricity bills. You know, there's short-term things you can do. You can try to make things a little easier for people. Sometimes when there's energy prices, stuff that you can't immediately change, let's be honest, there's no magic wand. There's things that we can do, some lowering of taxes, easing people's lives a little to try to make it feel better. The middle, you know, in the median. But the biggest thing this comes down to is having leadership that actually cares specifically about the people of America and the people of their home state, like me, and are not just simply globalist Trojan horse sellouts like exactly what Vivek Ramaswamy is. And sadly, I've supported Trump, voted for him every single time, donated to his campaign. That administration appears sold out to foreign influence, and I hate that.
Yep. Cool. All right, so next, recently, Vivek Ramaswamy, obviously your primary opponent, has shown an interest in creating a Silicon Valley of sorts in Ohio.
Yeah, that's what he calls it.
Yeah, you covered that in your speech a little bit. What do you think about this idea, and why do you think the things you do?
It's a lie. He says that to make it sound smart, but what that's code for is I'm here to shove data centers up your tailpipe from all my big tech bro buddies and make all you, as he would put, dumb peasant Ohio, and subsidize the cost of the electricity, have tax abatements so we can steal your land, resources, fresh water, and relatively cheap energy. That's what it is. That's what I mean by Trojan horse. He's trying to make it sound like something's good's happening when the data centers are only a leech. They are a net loss to Ohio. They are net loss to the people. They are net loss to the future and our environment. It's a lie.
And one thing that they talk about is the job opportunities. I saw a statistic that said that 80% or more of the jobs in Silicon Valley are outsourced.
Well, yeah. And then we're getting into absurdities like H-1Bs and things, 72% of which come from India alone, so they can hire cheap foreign labor with big deals. You know, old Elon Musk synthetic son Grok, the AI, once asked it to talk about Tesla alone. And Grok, if Elon doesn't like it, you talk to Grok. Apparently Tesla saves between $100 to $200 million a year every year just hiring cheap H-1B foreign labor over Americans.
Really?
It's atrocious. But Silicon Valley is, of course, California, and California is a leftist joke, and that's why everybody's leaving. I don't want Ohio to become a leftist joke. And frankly, if the Ohio GOP had a backbone, they wouldn't have let Vivek Ramaswamy slime his way in. So that's frankly why I'm here trying to solve this for all of us.
Awesome. Okay. So, Vivek Ramaswamy has also recently shown interest in consolidating Ohio universities because he said we have too many. He's trying to get rid of Maxon, is what some people are saying. Is funny.
Get ready to go. That's funny.
Yeah. Do you feel the same way? And what are your overall opinions on this matter?
Well, first of all, in education, you have to have competition, period. Because if you don't have competition in anything, it's like this. You ever gone to the DMV?
Yep.
It's usually not real fun, right?
No.
They don't have a lot of competition, do they?
No.
You need natural competition. You need that with schools across the board. Because if you don't, like, let me give you an example. So the leftist things that have been happening over the last 5 years or so, you lose transparency within the schools, the public school system, as an example.
Right.
And then the next thing you know, get this radical leftist ideology being pumped in, and parents are being attacked just for questioning what's happening in public schools.
Mm-hmm.
There's no competition, and it's a political upheaval. So when you hear somebody like Vivek, who clearly does not have the best interest of Ohioans in mind, which I will remind you, despite being worth now $2 billion and raising his net worth $1 billion just while running for the office and doing nothing for anybody. He has no businesses in Ohio. He's done no real philanthropic work in Ohio. He didn't even go to higher education in Ohio. This man doesn't care about Ohio. So he's saying that, but just like the Silicon Valley in Ohio River Valley is an absolute lie to just shove data centers up our tailpipe, there's another BS lie coming in from him there. But what I want to say with regard to me and higher education, it's absurd that a 17-year-old kid can go $100,000 in debt for a major with no jobs. And
right.
with a federal loan you cannot default on. The universities are absolutely screwing the future of America, these families and these young people who end up only becoming political radicals because they've been taken off the chessboard of life. They're never going to get out of debt. They're never going to be able to make their family, future homes what they want. So the biggest thing that needs to happen with schools is they need to have accountability and natural competition. And if a bunch of schools are offering majors with no futures, well, there needs to be effectively kind of like Surgeon General's warding for cigarettes, like this is addictive and disastrous, but for schools, like if you go this way, it will destroy your life, and basically the school's taking advantage of you. So I cannot wait to dig into, for instance, like Ohio State, my alma mater, who, if I'm not mistaken, is something like a $9 billion endowment. And if that's not the number, it's massive.
Right.
And if you look at, we need to look at the tax exempt status of the universities, because if they're sitting on so much massive wealth that if it was just invested in a certain way, that they could maintain where they are and pay for full scholarships of heritage American Ohioans to go to school for free, but don't, and they're just a black hole of a nation's future wealth, then that's no longer a proper nonprofit, and then frankly it should be revoked. So I want to overhaul it because educational institutions should be educating. The ones here should be educating in Ohio. There should be competition. There should be accountability. And I don't trust Vivek for a second when he says that. You know there's something slimy coming.
Yeah. I thought a lot of the same things. I mean, like, it's just like, that's part of the culture in Ohio, right? All the different universities we have and the different rivalries.
Yeah, I mean, people are proud of it. You got small ones, you got big ones. You got Ohio State, you got University of Toledo, Heidelberg and Tiffin,
I go to
Otterbein, OU, Athens, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I hear Halloween is insane down there.
I always go late. I miss everything.
I've never been. I've heard about it.
Yeah. All right. So next question is, what do you bring to the table for Ohioans that someone like Vivek does not? You've already went over this a lot, but any major points that we haven't gone over yet?
I'm an actual Ohioan that cares about real people because I know what it's like to be a real person in Ohio.
Right.
I can't possibly forget about that because I can never forget about the value of the dollar because I know how difficult and painful it is to raise it. And it burns me up seeing the literal billions of dollars of fraud that's happening from, like, let's give you an example. Third world immigrants, Somalian population, they're doing nothing to raise the culture in Ohio, nothing for manufacture. They're bringing nothing here. It's a leech. There's billions of dollars being funneled out of Ohio, connected to the Minnesota thing. I've been hearing tunes of hundreds of millions of dollar cash going through the Columbus airport relating to the Minnesota thing back to Somalia. Then you got Mike DeWine, who's the most gutless uniparty governor probably in the history of the world, who just keeps backing up this massive Haitian population that completely took over Springfield. That's wrong. It's disgusting. And anytime you see something like that, you 100% know that the state and the people have been sold out by politicians, period. Trace it. There's literally nothing else to it than that. So I just have to go in like a ton of bricks, like General George Patton crap through a goose and just knock it out. And the other thing too is you've got to have a pair. You've got to have a pair to be able to go toe to toe with billionaires and piss them off.
Yeah.
And then lastly, I will absolutely deputize a group of ex-special forces guys that are dads specifically to target, track, and hunt human and child traffickers.
Yeah.
It's literally that easy. Dear
Right.
Washington, D.C., it's that easy, but they don't do it. I absolutely want and will make Ohio the most dangerous place on planet Earth for human and child traffickers. Bet on it.
They don't care. DC don't care.
No, they don't care about it. Come on. Let me give you another example. Les Wexner, right? Super billionaire, owns the limited brands, Victoria's Secret, etc. He lives in Columbus area. He built New Albany with a certain Jeffrey Epstein, who had full power of attorney over the entirety of his estate for years.
Yep.
Jeffrey Epstein had the second most expensive house in Ohio given to him by Les Wexner, who has the first most expensive house.
Yep.
And it's strange when you see all the GOP politicians having fundraisers down there or at Wexner's house. And I heard I didn't even include J.D. Vance.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, come on.
I did hear
horrific.
rumors about that campaign event as well.
It's all horrific. It's just horrific.
Can I mention something?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Just to tie back to the original question there, something that you bring to the table that Vivek does not is your Christian values.
I can also drive manual transmission.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think you can do that. Christian values. Yeah, you have a good point. I am the only Christian running for governor right now of note. Amy Acton on the Democrat side, she's Jewish. Vivek is Hindu. I'm Christian. Now let's be fair. United States of America, we have freedom of religion. I will absolutely fight for everybody's right for that.
Right.
However, a couple of things of note. The United States was built on Christian values. Okay, that is what built this country to be so great that it's want to be taken advantage by everybody. And I'm gonna come right back to the Christian values. But Vivek, he's born to foreign nationals. His father's not even a citizen. It's paper. The roots do not go back. These are my roots. My family goes back. My parents, we had a family business in a small town, Tiffin, Ohio. It's a little golf course. Basically, we're fancy grass farmers that throw parties every day. It's hard work, man. 7 days a week, no vacations, dawn to dusk. And so my parents got to be the people who enjoyed good times by strong men. And the strong men that came before them, my grandfather, Army Infantry, Battle of Okinawa, World War II. His younger brother was F-4 Phantoms in Vietnam and nuclear B-52s for Air Force. Their younger brother, Rowan Wolf, flew everything through World War II and retired the F-86. And then their dad was in both World Wars, and their dad's dad went back in the cavalry. Vivek thinks Ohio and Americans, it's just an idea. It's just an idea. No, it's blood and roots, and it goes back, and that includes Christian values. Now, I'm not a pastor, but this matters to me. How I live my life matters to me with those values, to care about your fellow man. But just being a good parent, a parent sometimes has to say no. If your kids are hanging out with bad influences, the wrong kind of people coming, it's like, no, you're not spending time with Billy. He's terrible. And so you have to have the strength to do that. People try to weaponize Christian values. I see it happen politically all the time. They absolutely take advantage of Christians.
Yeah.
Because we care. We're empathetic. We're caring and kind and forgiving. And that is absolutely being taken advantage of by politicians. And it's disgusting.
Yeah.
It's absolutely disgusting because, and I said this earlier, I'm not perfect.
Right.
I'm certainly a lot better than about everybody in Washington, D.C. Like, you look at my record, I think I had a speeding ticket maybe 3 years ago. And I've got vehicles that'll do the better part of 200 miles an hour. So
hard to not get a speeding ticket in some of these.
Okay?
Yeah.
I just try to do always better tomorrow than I did today. I have a wife, I have a little one. Nobody in my family has ever been arrested or divorced. We try to do it right. And, I still have the Bible that's most important to me is the one that was given to my grandfather in 1933 by a Sunday school teacher that he carried through World War II. And that's the one that I read, at his eulogy. And that's the one I take to church with me. So I have to point out, and I'm going long-winded on this, but I guess I have a lot to say. I hope Christians will have the courage to think for themselves, because we are all being taken advantage of. And it's pretty awful. It's pretty awful. And we now on this earth have to take responsibility for ourselves to stand up and fight. We cannot leave everything to the man upstairs.
Yeah.
And it's my personal opinion that that's an expectation of life. We have to take responsibility for things that are happening. If something bad is happening to your neighbor, your fellow man, get up and do something about it.
Right.
If you care. So that's why I'm here. I'm just trying to do right for all of us and fix what I see as broken.
Yeah.
So it's important to me.
Amazing, amazing. Okay. What problems do you currently see in the Republican Party, and what should change about it?
Oh my goodness gracious. The simplest way to say is from the county level and above, it's 100% sold out. Now the Democratic Party is a joke too, and
Right.
the same kind of things happen. But I'll give you an example. Alex Triantiflo, or whatever his name is, the head of the Ohio GOP, posted on X like a month or so ago. He goes, "Sometimes it's a shame, or it's shocking how much the world of politics and organized crime relate to each other." And he puts a picture of the dude from Scarface, and I'm like, bruh, I may have used an expletive on that, but it's sad because he's not wrong. It's horrific.
Yeah.
But where's the accountability? There's none. If you look up the values of what the Republican Party is founded on, come on, please. They're not going with any of that. Vivek represents none of that. He is there only because of money. He is only a globalist manufactured Trojan horse, period.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be straight. Like, I'm here fighting to put what I consider a real Republican with our values. I'm fighting my entire life for all of us against this to stop that,
Right.
whether they like it or not. And if I don't make it through, I may vote for, Republicans and local and such there, but I absolutely will not support Vivek. I will not support the state GOP. I will not vote.
Yep.
I will not do it. It's evil. It is absolutely evil what's going on, and we're being sold out.
And that's what it takes.
Yeah.
That's what it takes. That's what it takes. Okay. If offered, this may be a no-brainer, but if offered, will you accept money from foreign interest groups? And if not, how can we purge our government from foreign influence?
No. Can I quote like Talladega Nights?
Do whatever you want.
This is America. We speak American. No, absolutely not. This is Ohio.
Right.
I'm an Ohioan. I don't care about your foreign interests. Perhaps there may be somebody to entertain or something, but get out.
Yeah.
Get out. It is only about Ohio, what is right for the future of the people of this state and Americans, to make a better place so you can build a family, you can build a community, you can build a household, you can expect it tomorrow, you can be proud of who you are, period. Whether you live in the inner city or you live in rural Ohio and you're a farmer, blue collar, white collar, Democrat, Republican, black, white, I don't care. I want us to have a future, and it doesn't include foreign interests or money. They can go screw themselves.
It's about America first, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Is that direct enough?
Plenty. What's one problem in the government in Ohio that's continually ignored, and how would you fix it?
I'm smiling because I learned things.
Let us know.
Oh, I might have to save some bombshells. Let me think. Ask me the question one more time, please.
Okay. What's one problem in the government in Ohio that's continually ignored, and how would you fix it?
Well, the biggest thing is the waste and fraud and literally abuse. All these populations. It's totally come out in the last couple of months. YouTubers are out showing this. The trucking companies are bringing literally third world people in that I hear some of these countries have an average IQ of 80. They're trucking. They're driving 30 to 50,000 pound rigs. I had a guy that is clearly from a third world country in Africa nearly take me out with an exploding tire because he's driving a semi rig 75 miles an hour with probably 15 psi, and it explodes next to me. I escape by flooring it through the shoulder. Literally, I got video. The fact that can happen, that we can lose tens of billions of dollars and have no future, while Mike DeWine, I swear to you, the guy says, and I quote, "It's the price of doing business." No, it's not, Mike. You're a gutless sellout loser. We have no government. There's zero accountability, and that's going to change. I mean, period. We could go on all day long. but it's sick. There's no accountability. There's gonna be accountability.
Yeah, there's got to be.
And I'm perfectly happy with making all of these horrible people's lives just as miserable as they've made all of ours.
Yeah.
Because they deserve it.
Yeah.
And in a way that's constructive to put it back and put their feet to the fire.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And I heard somebody say that, you know, they're talking about the threat of Iran. I heard somebody said that
Yeah.
we've got like better chance of dying on the road because, you know, somebody has a CDL than we do of getting dropped by a bomb from Iran. So,
We have a better chance of getting hit by we almost got hit by, do you realize we almost got hit by a meteor in Ohio and they dropped on the ground, yet ICBMs from Iran is like actually not a worry? We're legitimately more likely to be hit by a meteor from outer space than get hurt by Iran. I have no interest in Israel's stupid war.
all right. Moving on. States like Florida have no income tax and extremely low property tax rate and are looking to completely eliminate non-school related property taxes within the next decade. Do you have any plans to do similar things for our state, and how would you go about accomplishing these goals?
Well, I appreciate it. Property tax, yeah, for private single-family home owned by families, individuals. That's got to go, and it can be done. So the biggest reason to do that, look out, animal. The biggest reason to do that is our seniors, okay? So let's say you're on a fixed income, right? You're retired, you own your home, you worked your whole life. That's fine. We all want to be able to do that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So the government does what the government always does, screws up our life, creates inflation, makes everything more expensive, doesn't make life any better. Well, the next thing you know, what if these seniors on a fixed income, they're not magically making more money, yet all of a sudden they're going to lose their home because they can't pay property taxes? It's insane. We're not here to rent from the government. That's
right.
not what it is.
Yeah.
And the government's own incompetence can make us lose our homes? I don't think so.
Right.
So the other thing, when you get rid of that, so that helps that, and it's also a generational help. You want to be able to have low inheritance taxes or like none, so families can actually maintain and grow and be prosperous as time goes by, because you want families that have done things right for the future to be able to pass that on. But when you do that, you take some power away from the government, because the money they would have used to put in for property taxes, now there's going to have to be a vote, which goes to the people, on how the money is done. Now, they will scare everybody and say, well, that's where all the money from education comes from. Okay, last year, what was it, $16.1 billion funded the educational system in Ohio? Well, first of all, the majority of that coming from property taxes is unconstitutional. But secondly, there's more fraud than that going on alone, with just between like the third world populations going on, like up in Minnesota, it was like $20 billion.
Right.
And then if you go across the board from Medicare, Medicaid, all of the waste, fraud, and abuse, we shouldn't have to be paying property taxes. We're just losing it to grifters and cons and, you know, fraud.
Right.
So you can see it there. But the other thing that has to happen too, and I'll mention this, I want to ban private equity companies and corporations from buying private homes, because they come in with virtually unlimited funds. They can outcompete anybody, get in there right now, buy up all the homes, and then when they have a huge portfolio, they can sell them to each other.
Companies like Blackstone, yeah?
Yeah, exactly. And that's a technique that's been done all through time. I've heard, you know, back when I was just a car guy and like wrenching on cars, I would see a different old Ferrari model every year double in value.
Wow.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. And the reason being is the guys that hoard them and the guys that can buy and sell, what they will do is they'll do that, and then they'll sell one
Right.
publicly to a friend of theirs for more money, and then they just change the market and then raise their own portfolio. So these companies are doing the same thing with private homes, but they're destroying the future.
Yeah.
Because then the stupid politicians don't say anything because, oh, we got to collect more property taxes.
Right.
Not if I get rid of it. But the other thing is that people don't really say much because they think they're worth more.
Yeah.
When stuff's getting harder, so then they can take out bigger equity loans.
Mm-hmm.
They can go into debt more, which is a horrible vicious cycle. It just has to end. We're being sold out.
And the politicians are lobbied by a lot of those companies too.
They're disgusting. Yeah, they're disgusting. Any career politicians is like the lowest form of life on earth.
All right.
They're almost giving attorneys a good name, because attorneys can sometimes be.
Oh yeah. Sometimes keep people out of jail. Did you have anything to say about income tax in the state?
Yeah, I mean, we always want taxes and such to be lower. My angle of attack right now is more directly at property taxes and making sure people own their own things. So you have a solid base. Then, as we get rid of things and make it more efficient, then we can work a little bit better on things like income tax and such, lowering it, hypothetically getting rid of it someday.
Right.
You know, but there is an order to doing these things, and my order is I want people to own their own stuff. I don't want the government to take away your things. I want you to have your power that goes from everything from your home to your money, the right to repair for everybody from car guys with old cars. I want to be able to maintain my own thing and drive it forever. I don't want the government coming in and giving a bunch of BS regulations, so now they force us into this horrible new society. You can't own and work on your own stuff. And that goes the same for farmers. That's wildly important, is the right to repair. Everything from tractors to cars, cell phones, your own home. We have to be able to make our own way. This is our country. This is a government that is to be for the people and by the people. That's why I'm here. Nowhere in any of our old government documents from the founding fathers did it say, hey, you know, go ahead and sell it out to the tech bros because they just want to control you through computer and whatever grifter comes by.
Yep. I'm a farmer, by the way. My family.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay. What kind of farm you got?
Cattle, beef cattle.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. How many head you got?
We've got probably like 50. We got 2 farms combined, so probably like 50 to 75 now.
Nice. I was a little naughty on X before I came here.
Oh yeah, the beef expo.
Yeah, Vivek was at the beef expo. I'm sorry, I lost it. I was laughing because Vivek is Hindu. I'll be nice.
I saw that. I was going. Nice I remember I told you about that on the way here.
I'm like, yeah, I'll buy this when you eat a steak.
Yeah, yeah,
anyway,
right,
continue.
right, yeah. Yeah, I saw that. That was so funny.
I'm punchier because tonight I'm driving my sports car. This is real. You guys are getting the realest,
authentic.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's what we like to see from the new age politicians. Yeah.
I'd like to see it from all politicians.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Probably was thinking about going to the Beef Expo tomorrow, actually. But okay.
Cool.
How do you plan to mitigate ever increasing inflation in Ohio, and how will you bring down prices on basic needs like groceries?
You gotta have the right infrastructure. I mean, there's a supply and demand type thing. One thing that scared me over the last number of years, you hear all too often about farms, big ones that have everything from chickens, egg producing, cattle. Have you noticed like lots of them are going up in flames, like literally?
Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah. There have been 3 big swine operations in Fayette County that have burned up in the last 5 years.
That's weird, isn't it? It's a little more weird. It's many coincidences. There are actually global powers at play that want to make our lives very hard because then they're in the position to control us. Creating massive inflation by destroying our supply of so many wonderful things that makes American life great. It exists, it's evil, that has to be stopped. So doing a study on everything from our infrastructure, energy, fuel, obviously home energy, all of our groceries, for the love of God, protecting our farmers. I mean, am I wrong in just saying that everything the government does is just a slow burn to ruin your guy's life?
Yeah, no, you're not wrong.
If I'm wrong with what I say, tell me. I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, but do you just feel half the time like you're staring down the barrel that's going to go off eventually because the government is putting you in a position because they know it's going to be sooner or later that you won't be able to have farms anymore and then the government will have to come in and take it all over, basically?
Yeah, like there's massive farms being bought up all over the West. All over the West.
Oh yeah, we're banning China and foreign nations from buying any farmland in Ohio. Yeah. And first by military bases, they can all go screw themselves.
Yeah. And that's not only by foreign governments, but also mega corporations in the United States.
Creepy billionaires that like to genetically modify ticks to make people allergic to beef.
Yeah.
Thanks, Bill.
Thanks, Bill. Yeah. Okay. Well, that was pretty much all the content questions we had. Would you be willing and open to participating in a Republican gubernatorial primary debate if one was held?
You want me to clown on Vivek with blue collar wit that he can't handle? Yeah, I'll be happy to do that. Hey, Vivek, you literally cannot handle a debate with me. I'm a real Ohioan. I've been talking smack in a garage my whole life with people that are smarter than you, that have built things with their own two hands, including 100-mile-a-gallon cars, just because we can and we care. So you should do exactly what you're doing right now and hide, because we are all coming to shut you down. But if you grow a pair, I'll debate you anytime. Let's go. Let's go.
Hey, you heard it. Anytime, any place. Okay. Now, where can people find you on social media and stuff like that?
Oh man, you can swing a dead cat and rally heavy. That's a terrible saying. Putschforohio.com. P-U-T-S-C-H. Now, Putsch, like, put your money where your mouth is.
Your money
And
where
the wildest thing is, if you look up my last name in the dictionary, either English or German, it means a violent attempt to overthrow the government. So let's just vote for an uppercase Putsch so that we can make everything better and we never have to worry about having to flex the Second Amendment. How about that?
Yeah, there we go. There we go. Hey, Vivek, you've been called out by Casey Putsch.
Yeah, you suck. Vivek, literally, everyone thinks you suck. The only reason you're there is because of your stupid money, and you've spent your entire life basically polishing yourself for this. We see through your cracks. We don't like you. We're willing to risk our lives to stop you and the entirety of the GOP. And if any of them have any brains, they will have a long talk with you and say, you're going to lose to the Democrat, or a car guy, YouTuber, is going to beat you, and your political career will be over forever. So find something to do with your money and go do it. And leave Ohio to people who actually care.
All right, Vivek, if you don't respond to this, then you're ducking. Okay.
You're ducking.
You're
Actually,
ducking.
somebody once said to me, and I'll just say this because you guys are young, that's kind of fun. He goes, I hope you beat Vivek so hard he self-deports out of shame.
All right, Robbie, you got anything to say?
Nope, I'm good.
Oh, yeah. The reason I have this YouTube channel is because I'm running for Congress in
Yes.
2030.
Okay, good for you.
Yeah.
What district is it again?
What the redistricting? is
Federal
called.
Congress, right?
Yeah. So, like, it was my county, Highland. It
Okay.
was in District 2. Now I think it's, like, in District 15 because it got split off.
Okay.
Because of the, like, redistricting and stuff. So, you don't have to live in the district that you're running in Ohio.
I'm ruining the audio. Oh, sorry. Okay, that makes sense. Let me ask you this. What makes you want to do that then?
Because I'll be 25.
Okay, why do you want to run for Congress?
Because I see all kinds of problems in our nation, and I see all kinds of it's my belief that this is the greatest nation in the history of the world, okay? And if you look around, a lot of the people are just very miserable, okay? Like, a lot of the people, like, if you talk to them, you get on the ground, they're like, dude, like, they always have complaints and stuff about, like, the government, and a lot of that is because of corruption. And I had 3 points that I had in the first video that I released.
They don't feel like they can believe in a future or be happy with their own culture.
Yeah. And the 3 points in the problems with the current politicians is that, one, they're incompetent, okay? They don't know, like, how to do what they want to do, even if they wanted to do
They're
something.
purposely incompetent a lot of times too.
That goes into my other 2 points. The second one is that they're apathetic.
That's the bad.
They don't care, you know, as soon as they get in and they get their money from the foreign interest groups or from the mega corporations lobbying them, they don't care about the people that got them elected anymore. They don't care about their constituents. And number 3 is they're corrupt, okay, which, you know, they're purposefully trying to screw the American people because it helps them and lines their pockets.
Well, and the other thing is, like I said, the political party, the head of the Ohio GOP said that politics resembles so much organized crime. You know, one of the things that is a technique that organized crime, gangs, etc., and politicians use, which frankly I know I'm going to have to guard against. They want to have something on you. They'll plan it, they'll force you, they'll put you in position so they can turn you into a puppet. It's disgusting. It's disgusting.
Yeah. And yeah, I looked around and I saw that, and I felt an obligation. I felt a duty to try to change this nation, to try to help the people and to serve the people. And I looked back at, like, the founding fathers, and I was inspired by their stories and about what they sacrificed. And I decided, you know, it's something that, like, it's the fight of our lives. It's the fight of our lives. Like, people say that I'm not interested in politics, and well, the truth is that politics is interested in you. And like, what a thing to dedicate your life to. And for the case of Jesus Christ, to just, you know, to have a platform to spread his name and to serve him and stuff like that.
Two things of note. One, if you get in, go in, and then don't stay in longer than a president can. Like, limit your own terms, and then go back and be a farmer, because that's really important. And two, let's be real about the moment. We're driving around in East Toledo in a red Porsche with a light illuminating all of us, bringing a lot of attention to ourselves. And that is of note because this is a blue stronghold of Democrats, which means we may draw unwanted attention. Thanks for nothing, Democrats.
Cool. Okay. And you know, all over YouTube, you know, you got your YouTube channel.
Yeah, Casey the Car Guy. I've done a lot of, you know, videos there, obviously car related, nonprofit, helping young people with engineering, getting them jobs, fun builds, and sometimes sophomoric and silly, of course, in the past, but it was there to help build a nonprofit. And then you know, I had the phase where I just started going for it, saying everything I thought about politics and the world at large, real blunt, before running for office. So yeah, you guys can find me, Casey Putsch. I'm all over the place.
Awesome. All right, Push 2026.
Yeah, it's 2026, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, so this will be entertaining.
Awesome.
I hope you guys had fun. I know it was random.
Dude, it was a blast.
I'm like, let's just jump in the car and drive around.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
So when is the primary?
Thank you. The primary is May, oh God, is it 5th or 6th? Okay, so it's one of the two. Let's just say it's May 5th. But you've got to register to vote if you're not already by April, oh, gosh, it's late, 6th or 7th. So it's coming right up in like just over a couple of weeks. Believe it or not, the Ohio Republican primary for governor is open, which means Democrats can vote for me too if they like.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And frankly,
Awesome.
I am a better choice than Amy, even for Democrats.
Yeah.
So let's rock and roll with it.
All right, cool. Awesome. Hey, nice talking to you.
Thanks, guys. Okay, I'm gonna turn on the defroster
See ya.
so I can see.